Shin Woo was a martial arts expert named Mu Jin in his previous life. His father forced him to marry the daughter of a high-ranking official. However, Mu Jin did not love the official's daughter at all. The person he truly loved was a shaman named Han Seo. She was Hongjo in this life. When his father found out about his resistance, he angrily threatened that if he did not marry the official's daughter, he would never see Han Seo again. Mu Jin frantically searched for Han Seo and was determined to run away with her. But Han Seo said that she never loved him and that they could not be together. However, those words also caused her great pain. She was forced to do so because she was threatened by Mu Jin's father. Han Seo was then summoned to the palace by a lady. At first, the lady threatened Han Seo with power. She wanted Han Seo to use magic to help her give birth to a son. Han Seo lied that she needed to prepare the ingredients for the magic, but in fact, Han Seo went to the place where Mu Jin would appear. Han Seo finally confessed her feelings to Mu Jin. They were as sweet as a couple in love. After Han Seo's magic was performed, the lady gave birth to a son as she wished. However, her wish became more evil. She asked Han Seo to use black magic to curse the princes in the royal family. Han Seo understood that using black magic would come at a great cost, but the lady threatened to harm the person Han Seo loved. Not long after, the crown prince fell seriously ill. The emperor wanted to get rid of Han Seo. Han Seo was harmed by the lady, so she immediately begged for help. The moment the emperor was about to kill Han Seo, he hesitated because Han Seo cursed the person who stopped her heart would live in pain until death. He ordered his subordinates to imprison Han Seo in the Hiek dungeon. Fortunately, Mu Jin saved Han Seo. Mu Jin decided to do one last thing. He took her away and secretly took the last magic book she had written. This way, the lady would give Han Seo a chance to live. This was also the reason why Shin Woo gave the wooden box to Hongjo. However, on the way to the lady's house, Mu Jin was attacked by the royal army. They thought that by doing so, Mu Jin would no longer be able to protect Han Seo. Mu Jin was seriously injured and he knew he was about to die. Mu Jin did not want to let Han Seo fall into the hands of others, so he personally eliminated her. The curse on Mu Jin began from then on. He was very happy to accept curse. Back in reality, Shin Woo finally woke up. When Shin Woo saw his parents beside him, he immediately asked about Hongjo. Hongjo was in the countryside at time. Because Hongjo didn't want to get involved with Shin Woo, she pretended to disappear and asked Jae Kyung to give her information about Shin Woo. Jae Kyung reminded her many times not to be subjective and that she should always wear a smart watch. At this time, Hongjo received a call from the flower shop owner. She couldn't stay calm anymore and hurriedly got in a taxi to the location. A dark figure gradually approached her. It turned out that they were the bodyguards that Shin Woo hired. Shin Woo walked over and told Hongjo not to worry because they were the bodyguards he hired to protect her. Hongjo said that the flower shop owner said he would come here. She was afraid that he would get hurt again. Shin Woo held Hongjo's hand tightly and let her caress his face, and he no longer felt worried or scared. Perhaps because this incident ended the curse of his previous life. Shin Woo emotionally said that he loved Hongjo in this life and in his previous life. They promised never to separate and began to spend each day as lovers. The next morning, Shin Woo's parents suddenly appeared, making them confused. Instead of hiding, Hongjo finally decided to bravely meet Shin Woo's family. She stood before them, embarrassed like a child who had made a mistake. Shin Woo's father immediately reprimanded Hongjo, partly because she did not visit Shin Woo when he was injured. The other part was because she was too free. She had just started dating and was already living with her boyfriend. Hongjo bravely expressed her love for Shin Woo. Shin Woo's mother also seemed to approve of their relationship. She even advised her husband to pay attention to the way he spoke. In this situation, Hongjo could only leave temporarily. Shin Woo's mother told Hongjo that she was very happy to see Hongjo. She wanted to see Hongjo again. When Hongjo had just reached the door and was talking to the landlord, Shin Woo ran up and held her hand openly. Hongjo was embarrassed and tried to pull her hand back. Perhaps Jae Kyung, who was standing next to them, was the one feeling embarrassed. When Hongjo went to the company to report, he was pulled out by his colleagues. They revealed rumors of a love triangle between the company's superiors. As for Shin Woo, the news was not very good. Jae Kyung found Shin Woo and informed him that the mayor asked him to resign immediately. The reason was because after Shin Woo broke up with his daughter, he dated Hongjo. This made the mayor feel disrespected. Lawyer Shin Woo was naturally not easily intimidated. Shin Woo did not violate any discipline or law, so the mayor had no right to fire him. But Jae Kyung was also a bit selfish. After all, Jae Kyung liked Hongjo, so he insisted that Shin Woo find a better law firm. However, Shin Woo realized Jae Kyung's true intentions. Director Lee then went to Jae Kyung and gave him a carefully wrapped gift. Director Lee wanted Jae Kyung to cooperate with him. Shin Woo transferred his land to Cheonju City. Meanwhile, Jae Kyung sold it to Director Lee's men. So early in the morning, they had an argument in the office. Not only did Shin Woo have to deal with this problem, but he also had to deal with his parents' upcoming divorce. His father's company was having financial difficulties. Only when he was with Hongjo did Shin Woo feel happy. Hongjo realized Shin Woo's mood, so she decided to meet Nayeon. Hongjo appeared at the class reunion, which Nayeon couldn't have expected. Nayeon loudly criticized Hongjo for stealing her boyfriend. But at this time, Hongjo was no longer the weak girl she used to be. Hongjo exposed Nayeon's true face. It turned out that in high school, Nayeon had asked her boyfriend to kiss Hongjo. Nayeon hid to the side and secretly recorded a video. Nayeon then spread the rumor that Hongjo had seduced lost her boyfriend. When Hongjo said this, Minho, who was sitting next to her, looked very embarrassed. Nayeon told Hongjo to leave or she would ruin Shinwoo and his father's company. Hongjo was not afraid at all and replied that if Nayeon dared to do that, she would not forgive Nayeon. Nayeon immediately threw the glass of wine in Hongjo's face. After Hongjo turned off the recorder, she looked for Shinwoo. At this time, both of them were very happy, but Shinwoo still discovered the wine color on Hongjo's shirt. Hongjo told Shinwoo everything. After that, Shinwoo personally put the couple's bracelet on Hongjo. The two held hands, and Hongjo said that she would never take it off. After that, Shinwoo took Hongjo to his house to change her shirt. When Shinwoo saw Hongjo wearing his shirt, he immediately covered his eyes in embarrassment. Shinwoo walked over, and they spent a night together. Early in the morning, the shaman Sonwol called to congratulate them. She said, "It's a girl." This left Shinwoo confused. The next day, when Hongjo went out on a mission, she happened to meet the old man next door. The bodyguards thought that Hongjo was in danger, so they quickly ran ahead. Hongjo said that she knew the old man very well. Then she told the bodyguards to go somewhere else so she could talk to the old man. Then Hongjo suddenly disappeared in the park. It turned out that the flower shop owner had secretly planned this. Somehow, he made Hongjo faint. Then he took her to a deserted mountain area. There, he was performing some kind of ritual. He took her into a cave. When he reached out his hand toward Hongjo, she suddenly opened her eyes and looked at him angrily. In fact, Hongjo had just pretended to faint. Hongjo did not drink the poisoned drink from the flower shop owner because the old man next door had revealed his plot in advance. Hongjo had prepared very carefully. The flower shop owner was not afraid of the police appearing, but he also accelerated his plan. He ordered Hongjo to wear a white wedding dress in front of him, but Hongjo refused to listen, so he personally rushed forward to unbutton her shirt. But Hongjo sprayed pepper spray to escape, but he quickly chased after her. Hongjo hid behind a tree and hit the flower shop owner hard with a stick, but because she was not strong enough, she was counterattacked by him. At this time, Hongjo completely fainted. Her 4 legs were tied tightly by the flower shop owner, and her mouth was gagged. It seemed that he wanted to do something great on that full moon night, which was to hold a ceremony so that the two could be together in the next life. When he saw that the time had come, he quickly poured some unknown liquid into Hongjo's mouth. Hongjo saw the image of her previous life with Shinwoo. The flower shop owner thought his plan was about to succeed, but a distant sound stopped him. The police quickly rushed in and arrested him. Hongjo eventually regained consciousness thanks to the doctor's treatment. At the same time, Shinwoo's parents also came to the hospital to visit Hongjo, but Shinwoo's father was still firmly against him dating Hongjo. Shinwoo asked his father if he had not received a call from the shaman Sonwol. She said, "That girl." As soon as Shinwoo finished speaking, Hongjo felt embarrassed. His parents were also surprised. Only Shinwoo was laughing secretly. When questioned, the flower shop owner admitted that he had killed his wife 5 years ago. He had found the old man as an alibi. He had threatened the old man and forced him to give Hongjo poison, but the old man did not listen to him in the end, so his plan failed. The students posted the conversation between Hongjo and Nayeon online. Hongjo was cleared, and her colleagues were shocked when they learned that Nayeon had escaped punishment for school violence thanks to her father's connections. Everyone criticized Nayeon. Her boyfriend also refused to marry her. The police also came and arrested Nayeon as an accomplice of the flower shop owner. Jae-kyung exposed internal corruption. Shinwoo acted as Jae-kyung's defense attorney. Jae-kyung admitted that he had returned the 3 billion won in commission to the inspection team. Jae-kyung claimed that he had accepted bribes just to expose them. Shinwoo succeeded in getting back the land on Cheonju Mountain. Miraculously, he was also cured of his illness. All the curses disappeared. Jae-kyung said goodbye to Hongjo and declared that if Shinwoo did not propose to her within 6 months, he would contact her. Jae-kyung also regretted not accepting Hongjo's confession before. Shinwoo took Hongjo downstairs and gave her a big surprise. He bought the house she was currently living in. Shinwoo also invited Shaman Sonwol to visit. At this time, Shinwoo's father finally accepted Hongjo. Shaman Sonwol revealed that her previous dream about the fetus was about Shinwoo's mother. It turned out that his mother was pregnant with a baby girl. Hongjo happily congratulated Shinwoo's parents. Then, she and he went to the beach together to look at the ocean. Shinwoo put a diamond ring on her. Finally, this difficult love story has come to a happy ending. The movie ends here. Thank you for your interest in watching. Goodbye, and see you again.